morning, grade 4s. Today we're going to talk about how we find the area of a square. So before I tell you what the formula for a square is, we're going to see if we can figure it out based on what we know about rectangles. So if we remember, the formula for rectangles is length times the width. Now, the length of this square is 4 centimeters, but we don't have another measurement. Does anyone know why we don't have another measurement? Well, you might know the answer to that. I know I do. The reason is all sides in a square are equal to the same measurement. So if this one's 4 centimeters, this one's equal to 4 centimeters. So basically, finding the area of the square is basically like timesing the same number by itself. The length and the width are never different. So the area for a square looks like this. Area equals side times side, because both of these are the exact same basically. So if that's our formula, all we need to do is put our number in for our side. 4 times 4 equals 16. And of course we can't leave it 16 because it's area. We have to write square centimeters. So it's equal to 16 square centimeters. Because remember, if we're measuring area, we can't measure just regular centimeters. We're not going to get enough to fill that whole thing. It's going to take way too many of them. We have to block them off into square centimeters like this, and that covers the inside of the shape, or the area. So there we go. That's our formula. Our formula is area equals side times side. We can now use that formula to help us solve all the other problems. So you'll have a lot of problems like these ones down here. So this one says find the area of a square where the side is 10 inches. So we write area is equal to side times side. There's only one measurement. We use it for both of those. So we do 10 times 10, and 10 times 10 gives me 100. What do I write for units? It's in inches. So this is going to be in square inches. There we go. Same thing for this one. We write down our formula. Area is equal to side times side. That means that area is equal to 23, because that's the side length, times 23. Now that you might not want to do in your head. I'm going to do it over here. 23 times 23. 3 times 3 gives me 9. 3 times 2 gives me 6. Placeholder, 2 times 3 gives me 6. 2 times 2 gives me 4. Add them up, and I get 529. So my answer is 529 square feet. Do not forget to put the measurement in there as well. Finally, let's look at this bottom question here. It says draw a rectangle. Okay, this is a bit different. Draw a rectangle that is 5 centimeters by 7 centimeters. And find the area by dividing it into square centimeters. You have a very similar question in your book referring to inches. So you're going to do the same thing with the inch side of your ruler. I'm going to use the centimeter side. So I'm going to start by drawing the longer measurement, the 7 centimeters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 0. And then every time I get to a new centimeter, I'm just going to put a little tick up. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting a little tick. This will come in really handy a bit later on. So there we go. I have my 7 centimeters measured out. I stop at 7 centimeters. Then down the side, I'm going to do my 5 centimeters. So once again, as I go, I'm going to put a little tick after each centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Same thing along the bottom. We're going 7 centimeters. So I'm going to even things out. I hope you can see it. If not, I'm so sorry. I'm going to put it at 7 here and work myself backwards because it's a bit easier. You can do it from 0 again. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There's my 7 centimeters. And then I'm going to do the 5 up the side. Once again, I'm going to put those little ticks. These will just help us as we're drawing our rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So we have our centimeters with those nice ticks. And now to make the boxes or the squares, the centimeter squares in our box, all we're going to do is we're going to connect the little ticks we made for each centimeter. And when you do this, you get a very exact square inside of your rectangle. Once I've connected all of the up and down, the vertical ones, I'm going to do the same thing for the across horizontal ones. And it might not be 100% perfect, but it is definitely better than if you just try to freehand where those lines go. And now this looks a little confusing because my paper has lines on it already. Your paper will not, so it will look a lot better. And now that I have all my squares, I can count them up and figure out how many there are. But you know me, I like to do things a little bit quicker. So instead of having to count every single one of those boxes, I'm going to use my area formula. Area equals length times width. Area equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean 7 because 7 is our bigger number. Times 5. That gives me 35 square centimeters. There you go, how to draw and find the perimeter.